Hi everyone, welcome to day one of this automation training for service providers like accountants, lawyers, coaches, etc. And in this video, I'll tell you what is the schema we are going to create in Airtable for automating invoice and billing management, for the businesses I mentioned. So let me quickly share my screen and I'll take you directly to Airtable. So, this is one sample database I created. We would start off with creating the clients table, which contains, fields like name, email, phone, address, outstanding balance, and, projects. Now, this client table would be linked to the income table. As you can see here, it's a uh, linked relationship here. And then there is another linked relationship with the invoice table because we need to know, which particular client we are creating the invoice for. Similarly, we may want to put the client information along with the income we are uh, basically uh, creating the income records. Okay. And similarly, we need to associate a client with a project. Now, a single client may be associated with multiple projects. So this would be allow linking to multiple records would be enabled here. Okay, similarly for invoice and also for income. Second table which we may want to create would be the projects table. Now, once we basically finalize that this is what we are going to do for the client, we would need to put a record in the project table to basically track that, okay, this is the project we have been hired for. And in this table, obviously, you can have a project ID, which is an auto number field, title, description. If you have multiple team members who may accomplish, various projects, so you can assign them, or whoever is the responsible person for that for that particular project, you can assign that person. You can have a status like to do, in progress, done. And obviously, this gets linked with the client, and one project would be associated to one client only. So here you would see we have disabled the multiple linking. Okay, so one project we want to associate with one client only. Generally, that would be the case, but yeah, it can also differ from use case to use case basis. And obviously, the project fees which you have finalized with the client. Okay. Third table which we may have in our automation would be the invoice table. Now, as you would know, the beauty of Airtable is that you can have your own custom fields, your own custom database, or a centralized repository of all your data residing in one particular uh, location. Okay, that's what Airtable is for. And we have clients table, we have projects table. Now, obviously, the invoice table, and you can have the appropriate fields in invoice table. Like it could be the client relationship, the invoice number, which could be an auto increment field, the relationship with the client, which would be from invoice to client. There won't be a reverse linking, multiple linking here, because one invoice we would want to create for one client only. So here that would be disabled. You would have date issued, the due date. I have taken in my case a formula field which would directly take the date from the date issued and add 7 days to that day to put that due date, the amount, the invoice amount, the status of the invoice, and obviously if you want to put any notes, that also you can do. Okay, so I would say that's what I wanted to cover in day one of this training. In day two, we'll look at part two of the schema, what all tables are required specifically for automating the invoicing and billing, part of the processes. for accountants, for lawyers, for service providers in general. Thank you.